So you want to get that beautiful cinematic look for your footage, but you're unsure on how to do it. Well, in this video series, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And in this video, I'll show you how you can do some basic color correction and how to use Luts to get some really great looking footage. And best of all, if you stay tuned till the end of the video, we're going to be giving you some of our $30 Luts free of charge. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Mark Brown from Editor's Keys and welcome to the video. In this multi-part series, we're going to show you how you can achieve the cinematic look. And we go through absolutely everything from dialing in the correct settings to your camera to actually editing the footage when you get it onto your timeline. Now, if you want to see the entire playlist, just click up here or check out the link in the description below. So specifically in this video, I'm going to go through some of the basic color correction tips and we're going to talk about Luts. Now, you may have heard of a LUT before. If you haven't, it's essentially like a mini plug-in filter that you can use in programs like Premiere or Final Cut. There's a lot more to it, but essentially, if you've ever used like an Instagram filter, it works a little bit like that. And I know many of you have fallen into the trap of going on YouTube, seeing a LUT, and thinking this looks great, this is exactly what I want. You download it, you put it on your footage, and it just looks absolutely terrible and you delete it. So there's actually some things you really need to do before you apply Luts. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna run you through what you should do with your footage first, give it a basic color correction, and then I'll show you how you can install Luts and then actually use the Luts effectively. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're gonna be giving some of our Luts away for free, so do stay tuned all the way through to the video. But let's jump into it. So today I'm gonna use Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've got 4 shots that I wanna show you that we're gonna use with our Luts. The first one is kind of like a daytime shot, and we're gonna use that with our orange and teal LUT. And then we've got our vintage summer LUT, so we've got a different shot for that. And then we've got some nice kind of leaves and forestry looking shots that we're gonna use for our forest LUT. And then finally, we've got a nice nighttime shot to use for neon lights. And this is our neon lights LUT. And I just wanna add actually that these shots are used with our modified picture profile. So if you want to copy the settings that we dial into our Sony a6400, you can click up here and watch that video so you can get the best cinematic settings for your camera. First thing you need to do before anything else is to make sure your white balance, if not done in camera already, is corrected. And you can do this by using this white balance selector here. Place it on something white in the shot, and it's always a good idea to hold up a color card, a gray card, or a white card when you first start shooting. Now, if there isn't anything white in the shot like this one, then you can get up your vector scopes and just play around with the temperature until they're all at the same level. So play around with the exposure, shadows, highlights, your contrast, maybe add some curves so you have a really nice base shot. Because what most people do wrong is they apply the LUT first, and sometimes they're applying the LUT to a shot which really isn't that good. And then when you do that, you're manipulating the colors way too much. If you color correct first and get that perfect, your colors and the final shot will look much better. So a little tip for some basic color correction. Just make sure for your exposure and your highlights, don't go over 100 on your scopes, as they will often look too blown out and too overexposed. And then for your shadows and blacks, don't go below 0 as they'll become way too crushed. See, you can see the footage is already starting to look really good now, and you can see it looks pretty good even without a LUT added. And this is how it should be. You should technically be able to export this now and be happy with this footage. But now what we want to do is apply the LUT. So LUTs can be brought in a number of different ways, but the easiest way is first of all, go over to the Lumetri color panel, click Creative, and then click on this drop down box here and then import your LUTs. And already you can see it looks way too strong. So all you need to do now is just turn down the intensity to around 25 to 30%, and there you go. Now let's go on to another shot and do exactly the same. We'll use the neon night LUT. So just do a basic color correction, apply the LUT, and boom, we're done. Now for the vintage summer LUT. Now see what this looks like first without any adjustments. As this LUT is made to look quite Kodak, vintage looking, so just test it out first as it is quite warm and less saturated with a grainy look. So for the vintage summer LUT, we've also added a downloadable 4K grain overlay, and that gives it a more vintage film effect even more. To add, just drag the file above your clip, go over to your effects panel and change the blend mode to overlay. Then play around with the opacity. We recommend around 60 to 70%. Now for our final shot, we've made a LUT that's specifically designed for green areas. So for example, if you're a travel vlogger and you're shooting a forest or a jungle, this LUT will be perfect for that and will really pump up those greens, adding some nice depth and color to the footage. So simply do the same as before and boom. So there we go, that's a real quick tutorial on how to use those LUTs. And remember, you can get your hands on those LUTs absolutely free, just for a thanks for watching this video. So if you want to get that coupon code, just check out the link in the description below. There's nothing to sign up for, just go to the store, add that coupon code and you'll get the LUT for free. How good is that? So I hope you've enjoyed that video. What did you think of those LUTs? Let us know in the comments section below. Now in the next video, we're going to be showing you how to add cinematic bars the right way to your footage. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.